Ain't nobody wanna give it to me, knowing all I really need is a chance. All I really need was them bands. We really came up out the mud. The boys act like registered nurses, cause all of these niggas came up with them scrubs.
I've just advanced so much. And maybe I just need to realize that sometimes I won't be able to take people with me. That's my problem, y'all.
Looky here, I got this girl big mad. I got it on my own and I ain't need a nigga back. I'm coming out the struggle, you gon' learn to work that hustle. And
now it's crazy how I got the fame. My life's so dangerous. I'm gonna always stay the same, even when they changing up. Yes, I love that song. Let's see.
Why would I change up? Them people know my name now. It's crazy how I got the fame. My life's so dangerous. Don't go outside, we not down bad, we got a pile of racks. Even when it's like they seem to don't know how to act.
They squeeze us out, but then we slip between the cracks. Right between the cracks. Right between the things they say we couldn't dream to have. Can't wait for the day that my bank account say they confirmed and receive the advance.
I think this is it, y'all. I gotta check on my phone, y'all. This is the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. I got to keep up with this. I ain't even got no case yet, because the cases is like $100 for this phone. And I'm gonna wait till they drop down a little bit. Well, first of all, I just want y'all to excuse me because I think I'm coming down with a cold or something. So I have this phlegm in my throat and I don't know how to get it out. I'm just not one of them people who like to spit. I just never been one of them. I don't know how to do that. And I just be always suffering. So if y'all got some recommendations on how I can get this phlegm out my throat, you know, drop them comments down below and let your girl know. With that being said, y'all. So today, y'all, I wanted to take a moment to open up with y'all and just reflect on some things that I have been thinking about. I took some notes, so if y'all see me looking down at my phone, that's really why. Because I had, okay, so on my other channel, when stuff be going on, it be happening on the internet or whatever, like, the way that I log it in my brain, I'm able to talk about it off the top of my head, and I don't have to have a script. But I noticed that when I come over here to my personal channel, it's not the same. And it's like, if I'm gonna try, because first of all, my personal business isn't like celebrity business. So unless I come on here and tell y'all, y'all would never know. Like typically how it would be on an entertainment channel or whatever, everybody know at that point. So I could just kind of say it off the top of my head and let that be that. But over here, I have to really like be strategic of how I can like story tell with y'all and share things with y'all in a more organized way, because I don't want to be all over the place. And when y'all go back and y'all look at the other videos I did, y'all can see that I've been all over the place in my emotions. Like my sister has stopped talking to me a few months ago, out the blue, unexpectedly, unprovoked. And that really messed me up or whatever. And I didn't really know how to communicate how hurt I was by what she did. And I just kind of like lashed out. So you'll see some of those videos where I was lashing out or whatever, but I really regret those videos because I'm not that person. I was really just in a certain place at that point in time, trying to find myself and like just going through the motions with people. Because I've noticed in my lifetime that I want to be around the people that I am familiar with, and then I would rather not so much be around strangers, because I want to be around people who know me from like when I came from, like when I was a kid to my teenage years, and then when I was homeless in my young adult years. And I want to be around those people because I've just advanced so much. And maybe I just need to realize that sometimes I won't be able to take people with me. That's my problem, y'all. I am so attached to my family, y'all. Like, I literally have soul ties with them. And if y'all know anything about soul ties are so hard to break. No matter if it's good for you, no matter if it's bad for you, it is so hard to break. So the fact that I have soul ties with these people who never really meant me no good from the beginning, and I keep wanting to give them chance after chance after chance, like hoping that these people change, but they're just not going to change. And some people are stuck in their ways, and it's just up to me to realize that the quicker I realize that these people are stuck in their ways and they're not going to change, and that all I need to do is forgive them for what they did to me and move on with my life and not stay stuck and stagnant wondering why they don't like me or wondering why they don't love me or support me or any of those things that you normally get from your family. And so it's just been taking me a long time to realize that that's my weakness, is the soul ties that I have to my family, and that I need to just go back to how I used to be on this channel in the past, and how I said that it really doesn't matter the family you come from. If y'all are just not compatible, it's not anything wrong with you moving on and finding who you are in life and being who you want to be in life and having the family that you wished you came from in life. Although you ain't getting that from the people you came from, it's nothing wrong with cutting those people off to go and find that. Because just like I built this channel from no subscribers to 13,800 and 900 subscribers, wherever we are right now, I did that with the intention that I knew that I wasn't loved. I built this channel with the intentions of knowing that I was not loved in my real life. Like, my family did not support me. I was never going to get that relationship that I wanted so bad with my mom. The relationships that I want with my sisters, I'll probably never have. And instead of me letting that discourage me and keep me down, I feel like the quicker that I realize that that's what the problem is, that it'll be easier for me to let go and to basically kill my old self to birth my new self, like who I'm going to be moving forward, because I'm going to let them go. And I'm okay with not taking everybody with me. And so, you know, with that being said, I just feel like that I had to take time away from YouTube to reflect on that and to find out what it was that was keeping me in this loop. I was stuck in this loop with these people for so long, and a big part of it was because of the fact that my mom had custody of my daughter. And that kept me in a cycle with my abusers. It kept me in a cycle with the people who were toxic in my life. It kept me in a cycle. It kept me bound to them because my daughter was there. I'm not, like, I've met so many people in my life that have children that are not with them, have lost children, have signed their rights over to their children, never to see their kids again, moving on, getting married, having other children, and not being able to see like the first child that they ever had. Like, that is so crazy. I just couldn't imagine that. And so I feel like in my situation, it was just a unique situation. And I could have been one of those parents, like the parents I seen in passing, who gave up on their kids, who left them where they felt like they were best suited at the time. And I always knew that I wanted to be with my daughter. That's just something I always knew. But when I was younger, I was just having such a hard time grasping on to what life was supposed to be. I couldn't learn how to live, pay bills, work, figure out who I am, be a mother, be a teenager. You know, it was just so much at one time. And at the time that I realized that it was overwhelming for me, I didn't know what the underlying reason was. I knew that it was something, but I just could never put my finger on it. So I just continued to live life how I was living, and it was so hard for me. Like, I went through so much, y'all, and it was just so hard for me. And I kept trying to tell like certain people, like, hey, I feel like this is wrong. I feel like I need help with this. And they would just look at me and they would be like, you know, on the other side of this camera, how y'all are seeing me, you would think that there would be nothing wrong with me, because I'm sitting here, I'm telling you a story, I'm keeping up with it. I know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know, and I'm intelligent and I'm beautiful, and it just looks like there's nothing wrong with me. So people would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. You tripping. You just overthinking it. And so I kept trying like through the years and everything. I get to a point now where I wanted to come here and I wanted to make this video and I wanted to talk to y'all about just opening up about something that's deeply personal to me and that I'm just now realizing myself, and it's new news to me, and it's something that I put together from all the things that have transpired from like 2010 to now. And it's just whatever has been happening to me lately, and the things that I've been finding out about myself lately have been like the clicking puzzle pieces to completing the bigger picture from like 2010. Like I couldn't see it back then in 2010. I didn't know what was going on, but it's like now I can see it, y'all. And so I want to share that with y'all. Like I want to begin this journey for myself here on my channel. And I always am saying that I wish I could find things to talk to y'all about, and I wish I could know things about myself, because I want to leave a lasting legacy with my children. I want to be able to tell them about myself, how my mom felt she couldn't tell me about herself, how she felt that whatever she went through at my age and younger is something that she's gonna take to her grave, or she feels like she will only address when she has her judgment day with God. I don't want to be that person with my children. I don't want to be my mom. So anything that she did, I'm so willing and ready to do the opposite with mine. Over the past few years, I've been on this journey, y'all, to self-discovery, because I feel like if I know who I am and I learn to love myself as I am, and take accountability for how the things that I do and what I bring to other people's lives, and how I want to be an inspiration and a testimony to others, that you don't have to be subject of your own reality. Just because you were born to someone, or someone is your mother, your father, or your grandparents, doesn't mean you have to be them. Just because you was raised and saw certain things doesn't mean you have to subject yourself to those ways the rest of your life. Like, it's really up to you to change your own storyline. And after a while, you can't blame your parents. You can't continue blaming other people. Like, you really got to just pick up the pieces and move on with what you can get, and just build off of what you have the rest of the way. And it's just like, as long as I feel like as long as I continue to pray and do my part and wait my turn, God will continue to come and do his, just as he has been these last 13 or 14 years. Like, really all my life, how he has been all my life. And I'm just about to tell y'all, so let's just get into it. So I've been, like I said, on this journey of self-discovery over the past few years. And these things that I've been finding out about myself, these revelations, have also been keeping me from YouTube, but they shouldn't. These should be things that I should come and talk to y'all about. I've been learning more about myself, my past, and how the things I went through as a child have shaped who I am today. Now, it hasn't been easy. In fact, it's been one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. It has broken me in so many ways, y'all. But the way that God picked up those pieces and rebuilt me, I know that I'm somebody's testimony. Another reason why this has been one of the hardest things, this journey to self-discovery and reflecting on my inner self, is because so much of my story has been hidden from me, y'all. And that's the crazy part, because it's like I've had to put all of these pieces together myself. And today I want to share my story with you, because I know I'm not alone in this. And it's probably other people out there, bro, going through the same thing I'm going through. And people make them feel crazy because they're blatantly saying this is what's happening to them, but people are making them feel like it's not happening to them. So I just feel like with me coming and telling my story to y'all, maybe I'll find my people. Because that's all I'm doing, is trying to build my internet community, my family, my day ones. Yeah. So I was just saying that I know that there are people out there like me as well who want to try and make sense of their past, and they're trying to heal and move forward, because that's really my ultimate goal, is to heal from my past and be able to move forward from it so I can let it go. I'm just tired of reminiscing on it, and I'm just ready to sum it all up into a video. If people are offended, let them be offended. But this is my story, and I have a right to tell my story, and my emotions and my feelings are valid. I did not ask to be here, for one. My journey really started back in 1997, y'all, when I was in the 3rd grade. That's when I first started noticing that things weren't really that right in my life. I didn't have the same kind of childhood that so many other kids around me seemed to have. And there was so much mistreatment, so much toxicity, and it left me feeling like the black sheep of my family. And I've come to realize that I blocked so much of it out just to survive. I didn't even understand the full impact until recently, as I've been piecing my story together. As a child, I was exposed to so much negativity. I never had the chance to truly be a child. And there was always something going on, something heavy, something traumatic, and I was always in survival mode, just trying to make it through. So looking back, I can see how it shaped my mind and how it made me shut down emotionally. And I didn't know it at the time, but I was carrying so much weight that wasn't mine to carry at such a young age. My mother was never there for me the way she should have been, and as much as it hurts to say, I now understand that she never wanted me from the start. The way she treated me, the way she still treats me even now in her 50s, it just makes so much sense. She refuses, y'all, to take accountability, and she refuses to even try. And it's like every time, like I know we like be bumping heads or whatever, but it just seems like it always stems from something that comes from her. You know, like I know I be doing things as a child because all kids mess up, but I just feel like on a deeper level with her, I can't answer for her, y'all, because I'm not her. But she just refuses to take accountability, y'all. And that refusal has left me with so many unanswered questions because I just don't understand what I did. Like, she just always say, you know what you did, but she just never want to explain. And I'm just tired of trying to figure it out because it's not my story to tell, it's hers. And if she feels like it was something that I did to her, like, how can you blame a child? Like, you know, how can you blame, like, it gotta be something within yourself because it's definitely not me, because I just don't understand how I could have just made your life so horrible to the fact that you hate me so much and you said that you wish I was dead or you wish you would have killed me or aborted me or whatever the case was. You never gave me life. And I don't know. So I'm just trying to get past all of this, and I want to do it all in this video because after this video, I only want to talk about my plans for the future. You know, like my reunification with my daughter. I want to talk about the things that I plan to do with my family and how I'm going to move forward to heal myself. And I noticed that in the past, I always say that I'm not going to talk about it no more. I'm over it, or I really don't care. But deep down, I really do. I mean, it's my family at the end of the day, but I'm just trying to train my mind that I don't need them, that I could be perfectly capable to do everything that I need to do on my own like I have been thus far. And it's just like when I'm doing really good for myself, I notice that my family will come around and it's like almost like they don't mess with me when I'm doing bad. They don't mess with me when I'm calling them to ask them for support or for help or whatever the case may be. But when I'm tuning them out, when I'm not worried about them, when I'm focusing on myself, my health, my life, my children, my household, my man, like when I'm doing everything I need to do for myself, it's like they'll come out the woodworks, and you can tell that it don't be genuine. Like you can tell it don't be genuine because if it was, you would check on me when I was down bad, right? And I feel like the most recent situation that proved that to me, because it'd be like one of those situations where, because I be watching a lot of manifestation videos and prophetic words and watching these videos where these people are speaking life into me, because I have never experienced that in my family where I had anybody speaking life into me. So I really love those videos. And it's this one girl I watch. I think her name is Jadiva or let me see. I want to be right. Jadina. Yeah. Conversations with Jay. Like, I found her about 2 or 3 months ago, and I have been watching her nonstop ever since then, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, video for video. And if I ain't been on her channel in like a week and she done uploaded like 7 videos since I've been gone, I went back to the first video I ain't seen and watched it all the way up until the video that I last seen. Like, I love this girl so much, and I do not know her. I don't know this girl, y'all, and I feel like that she has been speaking life into me. She is my spirit guide. We got the same spirit guide. I don't know what is going on, but this girl, she just telling me, like, some of the stuff I found on her channel, like, you are a walking trigger, and guess what? This is your greatest gift. Or another video, you found this because everything in your life is about to shift, or you prayed for this, or you were given this gift directly from source. You found this because, or there's a reason you found this now. Get ready to receive. Mourning the you that once was. You said you wanted to lead. Well, now it's time to step up. You found this because you're finally ready to forgive yourself. Urgent message from your spirit guides. It's time to fly. You just let go of something big, and now everything is about to change. Everything is conspiring in your favor. You've received all that you can from this chapter. You'll find this when you're ready. The gift of pain. Becoming magnetic. This video will change your life. Should I stay or should I go? You asked for a sign, well, here it is. You'll only find this when you're ready. The beginning of the end. If this found you, it's for you. Who the heck are you? This needed to find you now. Like, I don't know what she's doing over there on that channel, y'all, but it's working because the girl only got 57 videos, but she got 67,000 subscribers. And when I found her, y'all, she was sitting at 20,000 subscribers. So I know y'all heard me when I had said I just started watching her 2-3 months ago. The girl's blowing up. And I don't know what she's doing over there on that channel, but she is helping me realize that it's time for me to let go. And that's what I'm trying to do, because the sooner, I know that this is my lesson. This is the final lesson that God is going to give me before he gives me everything that my heart desires and everything that I've been working hard for and everything that I've ever tried to manifest for myself and for my family. He's about to give it to me if I could just safely make it through this lesson that he's trying to teach me, which is that I need to cut off my family because they are not meant to go where I am meant to go. And it's hurting me on the inside because I love them and I want to see them doing better for themselves like I learned to do better for myself. But sometimes that's not always the case, especially when you are the chosen one in your family, how I feel I am in mine. And I've always been the black sheep for so long, and I feel like people mistreated me because they could see inside of me what I couldn't see in myself for a long time. And even here on my channel right now, like, y'all even have told me, and my supporters have told me time and time again that they see something inside of me that I clearly can't see in myself, y'all. And so yesterday, Friday, when I made that video that I just made yesterday, I'm sorry y'all to be repeating myself, but when I had made that video or whatever, I was saying on there that my hair ain't never done, I ain't never got no makeup on, and I was justifying the fact that the videos that y'all were gonna see from me coming up next were gonna probably be the same way with me not having my hair done or no makeup on. And today I woke up and I was like, no, I'm not even finna like think like that. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do something to my hair, I'm gonna do something to my face, I'm gonna make myself presentable, make myself look good so that y'all want to look at me and talk to me and interact with me instead of looking at me being depressed. Because that's basically what it was. What it is I am depressed, and I think I have postpartum depression, but we're gonna talk about all of that today. This is probably gonna be a long video. And if, you know, I haven't really been getting a lot of views lately, but I also put that in line with I haven't really been taking this channel serious. And so I accept the low views because I know I haven't been putting my all into it. And I know that when I finally start taking it serious and believing in it again, y'all will start believing in me and my views will come and my subscribers will grow. And that's just how it works. But Jadina has been really helping me, and I really love her videos. And she does long videos. She does almost like 20 to 30 minute videos each time. I don't see not a little video on her channel, maybe like a 10-minute video, but she's come a long way, and I'm gonna continue supporting her because she deserves it. And it seemed like she had a hard life like me. But let's get back to what I was saying, because I don't want to get off track. And that's another reason I like writing scripts on my personal channel, because I can like talk about something and then talk about something else that correlates to what we're talking about, and then I can bounce back and then still stay in order, and the video won't even be that long. That's great. It's like the generation before me is more willing to take their secrets and skeletons to the grave than to confront them or acknowledge the harm that they cause. And as I've been piecing my story together, I've come to realize how much that impacted me. My mother's neglect, her inability to be there for me in the environment I grew up in, where I was exposed to things like incest and mistreatment, shaped my entire life. It's painful to admit, but it's the truth. These are the things I've had to carry with me even when I didn't fully understand them. And I've spent so much of my life feeling broken, feeling like I didn't matter. Growing up in that kind of environment, it's like I was conditioned to believe I wasn't enough. I was always the black sheep, always the scapegoat, and I didn't even realize how much it affected me until now. I didn't have the chance to just be a kid, to be carefree, to feel safe. My childhood was stolen from me by all the toxicity I was exposed to, the mistreatment, the constant survival mode. I shut down emotionally because that was the only way I knew how to protect myself. Now, as an adult, I'm finally facing it. I'm realizing how much of it I blocked out just to survive. I'm realizing how much it shaped who I am today, both the good and the bad. It's a lot to process, but I'm doing the work because I refuse to let it define me any longer. And so one of the biggest lessons that I've learned throughout all of this is that I don't want to pass any of this pain that I have down to my children. And I had seen something on Instagram where they were like that you basically have three glass cups on a glass table. So one of the cups, which could be my grandmother, her name is Barbara. We just gonna say that. So Barbara's cup is muddy dirty, y'all. And she's pouring muddy, dirty water into all her 5 children, including my mother. Now, the second cup you have on the table is full of half dirty water, half clean water, but it's still murky water, you know? So then when my mother, who is the second glass, has her children, the third glass is me. So my cup is 75% clean water, but 25% murky water from my mom. I don't want to be pouring no dirty water into my kids. I do not want to be taking that on with me into my old age, into my children's teenage years, until they're a young adult going through the same thing I was going through. I don't want to do that. I want to break this cycle. I really do. And that's another reason that's driving me back to this channel, because I noticed that this channel was what helped me get my daughter back. I manifested custody of my daughter on this channel. When I started in October of 2018, I did not have custody of my child. By January of 2020, I was saving enough money to hire representation to get my daughter back. And by July of 2023, I had her back. And that just goes to show me, with hard work, dedication, determination, persistence, consistency, doing it every day, even when you don't want to, finding ways around the things that are stopping you or hindering you, or if you get a no, going above and beyond to find a way around it. Like, it's what I've been doing, and it worked for me, y'all. And I just feel like that's really the key to manifestation, and to to climb the mountain and reach all of your dreams. I want to give my kids the kind of childhood I never had. And let me go check on my son real quick. And it's not easy. It is so not easy. And that's why, just another reason I've been all over the place, y'all, because healing is messy. It's just all over the place. And when I think back on my sister cutting me off, y'all, because that was really, like, it really played a huge impact on my emotions, because that's, like, one of my sisters I was the closest with. She's only a couple years older than me. Like, we kind of grew up a little bit in our childhood, but for the most part, like, I was kind of raised in Dallas, finished off in our hometown. Then when she did eventually come to Dallas, I wasn't in a good space to even, like, reconnect with her at the time. And then, so, like, moving forward, getting to a space where I was finally doing good for myself, finally, got enough money to get this lawyer and get my daughter back, talking about it on YouTube, kind of broadcasted my side of the story to my hometown, because there's people in my hometown who watch my YouTube channel. So when I'm telling them things or whatever that they never knew and they're only hearing one side of the story from my mom, it's kind of like it makes them feel bad, because if they had ever judged me at one point in time, it was almost like they're really judging me based off only hearing one side of the story. So I could understand my sister, because when my story first began, when I first even started living on my own, around the time I had my first child, I kind of stayed with my sister in one of her apartments, and there was a situation going on with my baby daddy, and my sister had put me out or whatever because of the situation going on with my baby daddy. And so then from there, I just never really talked to her again. And then when I did talk to her, it was a situation where I had went to a party with her, and there was a fight that broke out at the party, and I ended up getting beat up real bad by this guy and like 3 other girls. And I was with my sister, and she was sitting on the bar in the back of the damn club the whole time, and she talked about she didn't even know it was me fighting. But what made me feel some type of way was, girl, I'm in your clothes, I'm in your heels, your dress, and got your goddamn hairband in my head, and you mean to tell me you seen me get dressed at your house, I rode down here with you, and you don't know what I look like in a crowd of people fighting? Girl, hell nah. I just never believed that about her, whatever. So it was just like certain situations that led up to when I finally got my stuff together and I'm stable or whatever. And now my sister is coming back around. She's coming to me because she finds out that we both stay in the same city, not even knowing that I've been staying 4 minutes away from this girl for 2 years and didn't even know. So when she made herself known to me, of course I'm going to be excited, because now I'm in a better place than I have been the last few times we talked. And so I want to share that with her. I'm taking her gifts. I'm going over there all the time. Now, granted, I never took my kids with me to her house, barely, because I really felt like if you're my sister and you're trying to be here with me and have longevity with me, then our children have time to get to know one another. But it's most important to me for me to rebuild the relationship with my sister, and it's not so much about our children at that point, it's about me and her. So every time I went to her house, I went by myself because I want to spend that time with my sister, bro. I haven't seen you in forever. Like, I love you, bro. Like, I'm sorry about anything I ever did in the past. I was literally in survival mode trying to fucking protect myself because of the woman I was being raised with. And I feel like I don't know if she ever understood that, but we never really talked about it either. It just really hurt my feelings, y'all, when she cut me off, because granted, she said, well, I didn't hear this from her. I heard this from someone that me and her ain't even communicated with in 3 years, that I decided to go and rekindle things with and apologize to and try to build a relationship with, because she was also my sister. But the sister that I really cared about didn't really care so much for the sister I was trying to rekindle things with. And so when she found out, the sister I care about found out I was talking to the sister she didn't really so much care about, she stopped talking to me. And then there was a situation with the sister that she so much didn't care about, finally getting on the phone with her to address some issues that they had with one another. And she chose that moment to tell the sister that I tried to rekindle things with that I'm toxic and that I'm overwhelming and that I always have something going on. And that really made me feel some type of way, and which is another reason I came to the internet and lashed out. But I should have just sat with it like I have recently done, and got to this point where I can come and address it in a more mature way instead of lashing out and being upset and angry because I feel like my sister didn't really even respect me enough at the end of the day, after knowing that, girl, you've been in my life for almost 3 years now, 4 years if I'm not mistaken, girl, and you just cut me off. Like, I don't deserve an explanation, a reason, a phone call, a text, an email, something. And so when I had started like lashing out or whatever because I was in my feelings, the sister who my other sister didn't so much care about, she was just so much more like just things that my other sister was telling her. And I just felt disrespected because, girl, you got my phone number. And because our sister went on Facebook and said that she was going to beat you up, now all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. Like, come on now. And I just feel like, girl, you went to school and I just feel like, girl, you went to school. And I just feel like, girl, you went to school. You went to college. You got your Bachelor Science of Nursing. And you mean to tell me you couldn't even find a logical reason? Y'all see that I still ain't really even mad. Because I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, I am in survival mode. Like, I'm just now getting to the point where I am stable. Like, girl, you ain't even been in my life that long. So, yes, of course, I'm always going through something because I'm trying to get my daughter back from this toxic lady so that I can finally get to the point where I won't seem as toxic to the people around me because I'm fixing my problems. I'm healing. And I can understand if she doesn't want to be around me while I'm healing. But say that and say it for what it is. Don't make it seem like my situation itself is so toxic or overwhelming because it's not. I don't do anything. I sit in my house, I take care of my kids, and I talk to who talk to me. So if you on my phone and you telling me certain things about yourself, she tell me certain things about herself as my sister, and I tell her certain things about myself. She vent to me, I vent to her, and we also talk about a variety of other things. But it's not always me calling you with a problem. It's not always me calling you need something. It's not always me on a negative aspect on your line. And I just feel like that it really wasn't ever genuine with her in the first place. And I feel like that she really only came around to see what she could see. Because possibly when I first even got back in communication with her, the first few things that she would tell me was her daughter wanted to do social media. Her daughter wanted to do YouTube. So I ain't no gatekeeping ass bitch. Okay, my niece want to do YouTube. She's pretty. She's beautiful. I believe in her. I know she can do it. I'm going to try to help. And my niece, granted, she was doing it, but I wasn't really even showing her. The girl was doing it on her own, doing exactly what she was supposed to do on her own, getting views. So they really never even needed me. I don't even know. I just hate correlating my YouTube channel into my family life because it's like the people who've never seen that before in their own life, like, yeah, you can see it on the outside looking in of like a celebrity's life type thing, but actually seeing someone you know doing something that your favorite celebrity does and gets paid to do type thing can really change someone's mindset about you because they feel as if, why is it you? Why do you get to do the things that I want to do type thing? With my sister being a nurse, she feels like I'm beneath her because she went to college and I didn't. She feels like I'm beneath her. I shouldn't be able to stay in the same housing community as her, paying where she has to make $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year to stay in that house, and I'm just over there willy-nilly because I decided I wanted to start a YouTube channel type thing. And it's like, so people want to sometimes, and that's another thing I have to realize with my family, is that they are malicious and they always have ulterior motives, and that's what makes it most hard for me because when I'm rekindling with them and I'm talking to them, I really truly be trying to be genuine with them, but it's just they don't have my best interest at heart. And I have to start telling myself that because the more I start telling myself that, the more that I could believe it. Because they showing me who they are right in my face. Right in my face, y'all, and I'm just allowing for them because I guess just being in survival mode for so long, all these years, shit just roll off your shoulders. Like, it don't even be bothering me, really. Like, I just be chilling because I genuinely just want to love. I genuinely just want to hang out. I genuinely just want to chill. I genuinely just want to be inspired by the people who inspire me. And I have people in my family who inspire me, and I have people outside my family who inspire me. And I just want to surround myself with positive people who want the same things that I want. And I thought that if me and my sister had been talking for 3 years, then clearly me and her were aligned because I wasn't never trying to talk down her situation. Like, she really inspired me. Like, she was trying to educate me on going to college. Now, granted, I don't want to go to college, but if I'm doing YouTube, I could possibly go take a class for journalism purposes to help me better do my YouTube. Like, I could do things like that, but I don't want to necessarily go get a career. I don't want to go be a nurse, or I don't want to go be a computer programmer or anything like that, because I want to invest in myself. The same 10, 20, 30, 40 years people spend working for other people, investing their time into other people's businesses and dreams, and coming out with nothing at the end of the day, a little 401k, a little savings. I don't want that. That's not what I want. I want something more than that, and I'm not going to get that working for nobody else. The only way that I'm going to get that is believing in myself and investing in myself and manifesting my dreams like I've been doing. And so when people get into my life and they see that I'm not on the same type of time as them, I really feel like it intimidates them, y'all, at the end of the day, really, because they really on some, oh, you don't want to do better for yourself, you don't want to go get a job, you don't want to go to school, but why? Why, when I have the potential to do way more than what a job or what school could do for me? I'm wasting time at a job or school. I'm racking up student loans I don't need. I'm trying to fix my credit, not make it worse. I just don't understand why people just can't support me for what I want to do with myself. But at the end of the day, it's not up to them to, because I don't care if they do or don't, because I'm still going to be doing this at the end of the day, because I know where this is going to take me. And maybe 10 or 20 years from now, my sister will come around when she see that she was wrong. That's really all I could say. I just really have to put it into God's hands, y'all, and let him have it, because it's really not up to me at the end of the day to wonder why she blocked me or why she thought my situation was toxic or overwhelming or whatever the case may be. I can't control that. I really feel like she used me, y'all, to be honest. I mean, granted, no, it wasn't never about nothing on no money type of purposes, but there's other ways to use people. I really feel like she was almost like an energy vampire, y'all, and I'm not even kidding. She really just wanted the social media sauce. I'm convinced. She wanted to see how I was doing it, because she felt like with her being a nurse and her already having a higher lifestyle than mine at that point, she felt like that all she needed was to know how I was doing it, because I'm beneath her, right? So if she's above me already outside of YouTube, all she needs to learn is how to do YouTube, and she feels like it will amplify her being above someone, because she's a snobby white ass bitch, even though she's black. But, you know, her mama was smart and didn't put our black daddy on her birth certificate. So technically on her birth certificate, y'all, she's Caucasian, okay? And the faster that I realize that I'm dealing with a white woman who is a nurse and a mandated reporter, the better off I will be. And yes, it hurts me, but people change. She is not the same sister I remember from years ago. She's a different person, and the faster that I realize that, the better off I'll be. So now with that being said, let's just move on from that. Healing is messy, but I know it's worth it, because every step I take toward healing is a step toward freedom for me and my family. And I want my children to see that it's possible to grow, to change, and to break free from the past. It's okay to feel angry, to feel hurt, but don't stay there. Use that pain to grow, to heal, to create something beautiful out of the ashes. As I started digging into more of my story, you guys, and piecing things together, I dug into my family tree, and what I found, y'all, it was heartbreaking, and it's hard for me to wrap my mind around it. And I feel so messed up because my mom kept this from me. And I understand keeping it from other people, but keeping it from the person that it's happening to is crazy. Like, that's diabolical, y'all. Like, that's some crazy Tyler Perry Lifetime movie stuff going on. I discovered that my mother had been hiding the truth about her relationship with my father, y'all. I discovered that my mother had been hiding a secret, hiding the truth about her relationship with my father, who was her cousin, y'all. She never told me this story. This is something that I found out from my family members, and I just kind of had to piece it together myself, because they didn't really know how my mom and my dad were related. They just knew that they were related. Learning this truth shook me to my core, and it explains so much about the way she treated me growing up, the shame she carried, and how she projected that shame onto me. She was more focused on keeping up appearances, telling her friends and family that I was normal and that there was nothing wrong with me. But behind the scenes, she took that shame out on me. I was mistreated, belittled, and made to feel like I was the problem, like I didn't belong. When I finally confronted her about these secrets, I hoped for honesty, maybe even some closure. But instead, she told me, I don't owe you anything. That moment broke something in me, but it also freed me. It made me realize that that I can't keep waiting for answers or accountability from people who are unwilling to give it. And I have to find my own closure and my own peace. Growing up, I never had a chance to just be. My childhood wasn't about joy or exploration. It was about survival. The toxic environment I was in, the constant mistreatment, I was just trying to make it through the day. And because of that, I blocked out so much of what I went through. It's only now, as I've been piecing my story together, that I'm fully understanding the depth of the toxicity I was exposed to. My learning disabilities made it even harder, and I struggled to keep up in school and to understand things the way other kids did. And instead of getting support, I was made to feel like something was wrong with me. Now I know that I was dealing with challenges that weren't my fault, challenges tied to trisomy X in the environment I was raised in. So trisomy X leads me to go into the story about my genetic condition. Before I dive into the next part of my story, y'all, I want to take a moment to explain something I recently learned about myself, that I have something called trisomy X. This discovery has been a huge part of my journey to understanding who I am and why certain things have been harder for me than other people. So trisomy X is also known as 47XXX syndrome, where it's a rare chromosomal condition where a woman has an extra X chromosome. Most women have 2 X chromosomes, but I was born with 3. This is something I've had my whole life, but I never knew about it until recently. So let me break it down. Trisomy X happens randomly during the formation of reproductive cells or early development. It's not inherited. It's just one of those things that can happen during conception. So having an extra X chromosome can affect women in different ways. Some people with trisomy X don't have any noticeable symptoms, but for others, it can lead to challenges like learning disabilities or delays in certain areas, difficulty with coordination or motor skills, emotional and social challenges like feeling overwhelmed or misunderstood. It's important to know that this condition doesn't mean someone is less capable. It just means they might experience things differently and face unique challenges. So when I found out that I had trisomy X, so many things about my life finally started to make sense. Because growing up, I always struggled with certain things. School was hard for me because of my learning disabilities. I had a tough time keeping up with others academically, and I always felt like I was falling behind no matter how hard I tried. And that kind of still ties into my adult life, y'all, because I'm feeling like I'm behind. I feel like I don't have a lot of time left, and I feel like I need to hurry up and do something before it's too late. And I just don't even know what that is, but since YouTube has fell into my lap, y'all, I really feel like that's been my answer the whole time. Like, that's what God wants me to do. This is what God wants me to do. So that's why I'm here doing it. I feel like that's why it seems like it comes out so seamlessly. Like my videos just they're perfect. Like I've never, like before I came to YouTube, y'all, didn't have no video editing experience. I didn't know about none of this. I was just doing what I love to do anyway, because I've always wanted to be a graphic designer since I was a little girl. So I don't know. I just feel like somehow God correlated what I've always wanted since I was a child into something that I could do as an adult. And I feel like that's why some people in my life are so envious of me. I'm not saying they're jealous of me. I'm not saying I have anything to be jealous of. My living situation, my car, I don't have money in the bank. I don't have no credit cards, no credit. I'm not saying none of those materialistic things people could be jealous of me of, but I feel like people are jealous of me because my life has been, even though it's been hard and even though it's had its toxic moments, I feel like for the most part, it's been so easy for me. God has always had his hands on me in some type of way. Like, things have been hard, but they were never harder than they could have been. On top of that, there were emotional challenges. I often felt overwhelmed or out of place, especially in social situations. I didn't understand why I processed things differently from the people around me, and I carried a lot of self-doubt because of it. And for years, I thought these struggles were because I wasn't good enough or that I wasn't trying hard enough. But learning about trisomy X showed me that these challenges weren't my fault, then that this condition was a part of me from birth, and it's something I didn't choose, but it has shaped my entire life. And I feel like with my mom being my dad's cousin, she feels as if they were trying to downplay the situation, because I don't know if they knew they were cousins before she got pregnant with me, or they didn't find out until after she was already pregnant and it was too too late for an abortion, because she never wants to sit down and tell me about my life, and I just don't care if she ever does. I'm just gonna leave with this story that I know right now, and that's just gonna be that on that. Clearly, she was closer cousins to my father than she knew. So as I started piecing together my family tree, I realized something that completely caught me off guard. I'm my own cousin, y'all. Like, I'm literally my own cousin. On my mama's side, I'm my own second cousin on my mama's side. On my daddy's side, y'all, I'm my own fourth cousin on my daddy's side. Do y'all know how hard that is for me to wrap my head around? Like, I'm literally over here going through it, and I just feel like if it was something that I could have learned when I was a child, then I wouldn't be so affected by it as an adult. But this is something that I've literally been finding out like the last 2 or 3 years of my life, and it's fucked me up. Because it makes sense. It's so much stuff makes sense. It makes sense. From the way she treated me when I first had my first daughter, y'all. Saying that it was my fault my daughter was sick, and that it was something I did when I was pregnant, and the doctors is telling me it was nothing I did when I was pregnant. But she just kept saying, it's my fault, I don't need to have no more kids, blah, blah, blah. Instead of her telling me that her and my daddy was cousins, and that clearly something in my genetic code that came from y'all being cousins is the reason my daughter was born. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's like the ultimate betrayal. It's like the ultimate betrayal. So genetically, I inherit overlapping family lines from both sides. This isn't just a fact about biology. It's a reflection of the secrecy and the shame that's been passed down in my family. Y'all know when I was talking about the dirty, murky water? This is what I'm talking about. The dirty, murky water. The dirty, murky water, y'all. My mother's actions started to make more sense. The way she treated me as if I was a reminder of something that she wanted to forget was tied to her own guilt and shame about the situation. Instead of facing it, she projected it onto me, making me feel like I was the problem, when in reality, I was just a child caught in circumstances I had no control over because I did not ask to be here. That's my whole argument. That's why I feel like it's not my job to try to make anything work with her, because it's her job at the end of the day. This is your problem. This is something you laid down and did and created. You cannot push me away. You cannot, you are my mother and I am your child at the end of the day, but to hate me and to push me away and to just make it seem like it was something that I did because over the years you've lied and lied and lied and lied and lied and did so much to convince yourself that I was the problem when it's really you. It's you. So that's why I sleep good at night, because look, I don't have no reason to be over here crying, to be over here stressing, or be depressed about anything. I did what I was supposed to do. I came and I got my child back from you and I proved you wrong, and that's just that on that. And if that's what you're mad about, girl, just get over it. Get over it, because she ain't never coming back over there. Woo! Woo! I'm feeling good. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I knew that I would. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I feel good. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I love this. I love coming over here doing these types of things with y'all, because I don't give a damn who got to be held accountable. I don't care, because I'm accepting accountability for myself. But everybody else around me needs to accept accountability as well. The world will be a better place. We'll be able to move on from all of this. Excuse me digging in my nose. So my first finding out about trisomy X was overwhelming. I had so many questions. Why I didn't know about this sooner. Would my life have been different if I had known? And honestly, I felt a mix of relief and sadness. Relief because it explained so much, and sadness because it made me realize how much I've been through without even knowing why. And one of the hardest parts of this journey has been connecting this diagnosis to my family's secrets. Growing up, I was made to feel like I was just different, but no one really talked about why. My mother carried so much shame about her past and the circumstances of my birth, and she projected that shame onto me. She would tell others that I was normal and nothing was wrong with me, but behind closed doors, she treated me like I was a burden, like I was the embodiment of her regret. And now that I know about trisomy X, I realize I deserve so much more compassion and understanding growing up, and my struggles weren't a reflection of my worth. They were a part of my biology and the environment I was raised in. I'm sharing this part of my story because I know that I'm not alone. There are so many people out there living with conditions like trisomy X who might not even know it. And even if you don't have this condition, I think we can all relate to feeling misunderstood or struggling with challenges that others don't see. For me, learning about trisomy X has been a step toward healing. It's helped me understand myself better and be kinder to myself about the things I've struggled with. And most importantly, it's helped me to see that I'm not broken. I'm just wired differently. This diagnosis has been a reminder of why I want to break generational cycles. My children will never experience the shame or mistreatment I went through. I'm using this knowledge to become a better parent, a stronger person, and an advocate for others who may feel like they don't fit in. Finding out about trisomy X has been a major part of my journey to self-discovery. It's shown me that understanding yourself is one of the most powerful things that you can do. This diagnosis doesn't define me, but it's a part of my story, and now I'm using this knowledge to move forward. I'm choosing to let go of the pain and shame of the past and focus on building a better future. This is why I'm so passionate about sharing my story here on YouTube, because I know that there are others out there who need to hear it. Whether you're dealing with a diagnosis, family challenges, or just trying to make sense of your life, I want you to know that you're not alone and we're in this together. So give me a hug. I love you and thank you for being here to support me, because it means a lot. Look how far your support has brought me. And I see y'all in the comments, and sometimes I don't comment back, but I see y'all down there. I see y'all down there supporting me and rooting for me and pushing me and encouraging me and speaking life into me. And I just want to let you know that it has worked. It's been working. It's still working. I'm still a work in progress, but I like to come here so I can show you guys how much your love means to me and how much and how far that it has brought me and my family. And I just feel like sometimes a script can't tell you that. I can't, sometimes that's something that's genuinely has to come from the heart. Like, it's not scripted. And I'm not the greatest person. I've been through a lot, but I want to be better moving forward. I want to be stronger. I want to be bigger. I want to be richer. I want to be the role model to my children that I never had when I was a child. I don't want to be on my deathbed feeling as if I didn't do everything that I could do to make sure that I broke the generational curses that I was tied to. My children didn't ask to be here. And so I'm just never going to make it harder for them than it has to be. And whatever I have to do to make sure that my children never have to ever come to a social media platform to even make a video such as this one, then I'm going to do what I got to do. And flying starts from the ground, period. So that, we all in this together. We stuck like Chuck now. We stuck like glue. Y'all can't go nowhere. Y'all can't leave me. Now, I love y'all. And I know y'all love me. So that's just that on that. We stuck. We in this. If you've ever felt like your struggles were your fault or like you weren't enough, I want you to know that that's not true. Sometimes the things we go through are out of our control, but that doesn't mean we can't rise above them. And if you're on a journey of self-discovery, I encourage you to keep going. Ask the hard questions. Dig deep. And be patient with yourself. The truth might be painful, but it's also freeing. And once you know who you are, you can start creating the life that you deserve. And thank you for taking the time to listen to this part of my story. Sharing this has been a big step for me, and I hope it helps someone out there feel seen or inspired. And there's so much more I want to share about this journey and how I'm using what I've learned to break generational curses, build generational wealth, and create a better life for my family. If that's something that you want to hear more about, y'all know what to do. Let me know down in the comments. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, your story matters. You matter. I matter. We matter. No matter what challenges you're facing, you have the power to rise above them. Thank you for being here, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.
Go and grab that bag and grab this cash, hold you some muscle. And don't you make me late to the bank or we gon' tussle. And ain't nobody on my level, bitch, I'll never trust you.
Watch for the blowback right after you say that. Make sure you don't get your seeing a lot of mean mugs, seeing a lot of green thugs.